the little girl as well this week as well?
Yeah, so then we wait for Jules and this little girl. Yeah. That should be today as well. She really liked it last time. So yeah, but yeah, there are several kids, and it's like September is the like school starts, so probably. Hey, hi Mel.
Oh, sorry.
Looking good.
That was the Jules and
I'll copy upstairs.
Mel's been working this morning, so she's a bit of a rush to get ready.
Oh, it's Saturday.
Yeah, she does overtime on some Saturdays, so overtime down.
I see. Yes.
Essential.
No, still summer, isn't it?
It's pouring down rain today. It's supposed to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of rain.
Oh.
It'll save me water in the garden.
Yeah, don't have to water garden then. Oh, yeah.
Put my plans to an end this morning because I was going to go do some more photography this morning, but in the rain, it's like no chance.
Yeah. But do you go like photo shooting in the rain? It can be also be interesting.
I have done it at times, but to try and get some of the birds I wanted to try and get, it would be a wasted journey today. So
he doesn't like the rain. He doesn't like getting wet.
But I mean, like, you know, we're painting water drops, so you catch water drops on a camera.
No, I've been asked by the local village to put a calendar together. So there's a calendar of the sort of the local wildlife. So I need to get good weather to capture all the birds.
Yeah. Sorry, quick. So for example, the colors, I have like a bunch of pinks.
Yep. Okay.
So you take a look which pinks you have, and then we can choose in between. Yeah. So of course, like red, like the typical dark red can be good. And then this Naples yellow. Yeah, I have, I think, also the second tube already gone. So, hey, Jules. Looking sunny, even if it's rain as well at your side.
Yeah, it's been really, really wet. And I'm keeping an eye out for
all south of England. It's pouring. I see.
How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, all good. The opposite here, the spring is coming. So the days are becoming more sunny and like different shoes already, different.
Lovely. Good. Colours.
Yeah.
Just for the
Okay, here is our little girl Iris joining, and then it should be it. It's Marina looks like she's gone for long summer holidays. Привет, Iris. Hi, Iris. All right. then we're all today. I was just starting to tell Mel and Darren, so just like any pinks you have, of course I have like different ones, just yeah, of course you should have red, yeah, and this Naples yellow. So I have like I think it's the second tube that is already gone. So really, really useful color. Yeah, once it's not in the set, but once it comes, then definitely buy it. Yeah, so it can be different. Iris, какие вот у тебя красный, розовый цвет? Вот что может, как красный или розовый? Какие есть у тебя цвета?
Красный есть.
У меня есть и красный, и более фиолетово-розовый.
Ну вот, подбери и положи к себе вот все, какие могут пригодиться, разные оттенки, и там уже в процессе будем, да, работать с разными.
Высыхать на солнце когда-то. Там на солнце ванны. Я стала высыхать. Вот.
So as usual, we start with sketch. Yeah, so I'll draw with my blue ink, and then you go just with a pencil lightly. And after the sketch, I will explain a bit like more about these drops, yeah, the structure, and then we go for paints. Yeah, so as usually, we look for the composition. Yeah, where the tulip like will be ending. Yeah, we'll leave a little bit more space on top. Yeah, and the stick can go quite down. Yes, but like leaving a bit more air, of course, on top, and then also maybe not making too small on the page. Yeah, just like, because it's like the only object, then we kind of still make it. Yeah, вот или значит первое, как всегда, композиция. Да, мы решаем, как наш цветок будет на листке выглядеть, да, можно так сначала пальцем поводить, примерно представить, да, где будет стебелек, где будет, значит, цветок. То есть сверху всегда оставляем чуть-чуть побольше места, да, как вот как воздух сверху. Да. И можно так вот, ты карандашом легко так и намечать примерно, да, так. Можно тут сбоку, например, так и намечать, да, снизу, примерно вот так вот, где этот цветок у нас будет жить. Yeah, so very likely always just like feeling the shape. Yeah, sometimes you can even go with a finger. Yeah, just feeling where the flower will be living. So, and then we can mark these side petals, yeah, that are kind of opening, and the rest is pretty easy shape. For example, Darren's picture is very good. So of course you can like zoom it in and see detailed this this upper part of the flower, because it looks very, very nice. Because it has like all these petals coming together. Yeah, so then you can zoom it in and draw a bit more detailed this part. Yeah, so it's something like this, and yeah, so then so it's not maybe like just a plain conus type, but a little bit. So for example, of course I can't erase here, but like if you feel, oh, maybe flower a bit too fat or opposite, just so no worries, erase it, correct it, yeah, till you're happy. And, да. Или как бы играйся, да, с теркой, смело пользуйся. Если какая-то часть цветка, да, кажется не очень удачно, да, стерла, заново нарисовала. Да, у меня так как тут маркер, я не могу стирать. Вот, но, да, то есть, so for example, maybe the petal should be a bit lower, yeah, then you just And of course, we can mark, yeah, where the shadows are coming. Yes. So the pencil sketch is not too complicated. It's pretty... And what about the drops? And of course, the picture has lots of drops, but then you decide, yeah, how much you want, where you want them. So maybe if it's not too complicated, yeah, make them less. It depends how it feels. But I'll tell you, it's not complicated, the drops. Yeah. И с капельками, Ирис, сама реши, сколько тебе вот их хочется и где их хочется. Да? Может быть, если кажется сложно, их может быть поменьше, да? Если они могут быть в каких-то других местах нарисованы. Да? И тоже по размерам. Не обязательно все одинаковые размеры, да? Одна побольше, одна поменьше, одна более кривая в одну сторону, да? Чтобы не было так одинаково, чтобы вот одна более вытянутая. Yeah. And so the drops as well. So they're not all the same size, yeah, not the same direction. So also playing with these differences, yeah, to make it. And I'll slowly start explaining about the drop, yeah, because then I'll do it twice. So then, so about the drop. So of course, yeah, like of course it's 3D, yeah, but we are painting it 2D. So again, we use this light and shadow game to show that, you know, it's volume. So, but drawing, what is it? It is the circle, yes, and it will always have this highlight spot, yeah, the spot where the light is reflecting, and it can be like little circle, little square. It's probably usually it's circle, yeah, because of the shape of water, and so it has this, and usually then it's a little bit darker around this highlight spot, yeah. So there will be like darker pink, and it will always have a shadow. So like the spot, this drop itself creates a shadow from the light that is falling on top. So something like this, but also drawing drops. Of course, this picture, very nice, yeah, very, you can zoom it in, and then you can like really zoom in the drop, yeah, and just then study. And of course, in general, the light of our flower is going then from the left side. So all these shadows are mainly, of course, on the right side. Yeah, the shadows that is the drop is leaving. And we see almost all of them on top have this some shape of this highlight. Yeah, and some you can see better. And then it's also, you can see like the drops that are on the light side, they're lighter, yeah, because like there is more light, and then the drops on the shadow part, then they are dark, yeah. Then we also play this. Ирис с капельками, да, не очень сложно. То есть вот здесь я уже нарисовала такие кругляшки. И что важно вот в каждой капельке? Да, каждая капелька, у нее будет такой, как вот кружочек или кубик сверху, который будет белым. Вот его надо сохранить белым, он там как бы отражается свет, и поэтому вот у всех этих кружочков ты можешь даже себе нарисовать, чтобы не забыть, не потерять. You can draw these highlight spots on these drops. So then not to forget them, not to lose them. И еще Ирис будет, значит, у каждой капельки будет вот тень, да, то есть тень, которая на самом цветочке, но она вот идет от того, что вот капелька у нее есть форма, объем, да, то есть вот примерно так будет выглядеть каждая капелька. И вот вокруг вот этого кружочка, где самый свет, там будет всегда чуть-чуть темнее цвет, то есть там будет немножко более темный розовый, да, в данном случае. А нижняя часть капельки.
А мне рисовать тоже эти капельки, которые в небе?
Нет, эти ты не рисуй, это я как объясняю, как пример нарисовала, да, то есть только цветочек, это просто, чтобы понятнее было, как нарисовать. Yeah? So that's more or less the theory of drops. Yeah, of course, then looking at the picture, zooming in it helps a lot. Yeah, because still they're all different, but the structure, the general structure is the same. Yeah, we have the shape, we have the highlight spot, and then it's a bit darker around, and then we have some shadow falling on the flower itself, yeah, from the drop. Yeah, so and there's like, as we're doing acrylics, then of course it's not a problem later. Yeah, if we lose some highlights, then you just get in with the white paint with a tiny brush and so shall we get to the paints? Ну что, Элис, идем к краске, да? Берем. So I have like tiny brush, yeah, for getting into all these little spots of water drops. I have another one. It's kind of also not very big, but the drawing is kind of also. So always choose just the brush you're comfortable. Yes, it can be different. It can be a bit bigger or. Yeah. Выбирай кисточку, Элис, какая вот тебе удобна, с какой ты чувствуешь себя комфортно. Да, для деталей, конечно, всегда такая тоненькая, острая, удобно, да, потому что ей тогда легко как бы подлезть в разные такие места. Да. А когда такое более широкое пространство, тогда можно пошире, да, брать. Но у меня все равно как бы такие относительно маленькие кисточки. Да, это когда фон может быть уже более другой. Yeah, so these are the brushes mainly for the flower. And of course, if you decide you want to make a background, you can also leave it without. Then you can take, of course, bigger brush. And in this case, in my, I was also using a bit like napkins, just like wiping out. It also kind of creates nice textures. Yeah. So guys, what's your story with the pinks? Jules, do you have a lot of pinks?
I've got red and white anyway, and then I've got some weird. Ooh, look at that!
Yeah, this one is good. I think it comes also. I have like some.
Also got some dark.
Cool.
For
Yeah.
the shadow.
The magenta, interesting.
Just to say to Darren and Mal, in W.H. Smith's at the moment, they've got their brushes reduced. And this morning, look, all these for £2.99.
That's a catch, huh?
So they got a salon, so go for it.
What about the quality? Are they?
Yeah, they're not bad quality at all. If you go for the light brown one, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
£2.99.
Good tip for Hans family. So I suggest you just kind of squeeze the pinks, the reds you have. Yeah, of course, white as well. And then you kind of go playing with different tones, and then in the end, you will have lots of tones on your palette, and then you can, of course, add in, out. Yeah, what you. Ирис, выкладывай на свою, как бы, на палету, как бы вот по чуть-чуть, да, по таким, как бы, горочкам, какие есть, да, если есть розовый, красный, Если вот ты говоришь какой-то к фиолетовому, тоже может пригодиться. Белый, да, обязательно. И вот как бы выложи, что у тебя есть, и тогда можно будет начинать как бы смешивать. So the first one, of course, we're going to use the lightest color. So that's why even this Naples yellow, yeah, that is kind of very light pink, I still mix it with white. Yeah, and of course, then I go first in this middle part. And then самый первый цвет, Ирис, каким мы будем пользоваться, будет светло-светло-розовый. Да, вот этот, который вот здесь вот по центру цветочка, да, такой. Поэтому тебе надо попробовать вот, это будет довольно много белой краски, смешанной, да, вот либо чуть-чуть красного. Да, если есть розовый, тогда вот с розовым. Да, но если у тебя только красный, тогда ты красного берешь вот совсем на кончике кисточки и добавляешь вот такую побольше кучку белого, да, и тогда будет получаться такой светло-розовый. So let's take also, all right. Maybe I should also take just few colors, because then depends if someone have only like red, then of course it's still possible. Yeah, you just go mixing, yeah, different tones, but still it's kind of fun to have this some weird rose, yeah, colors, and then mix it in. I found like this set of neon acrylics, kind of wasn't really expensive, and they're really nice. There is like this yellow, green, this pink, and sometimes they look cool adding in because they are bright. Yeah, so we know that it happens sometimes that like we can overdo with black or something, and so the first task is mix the light pink, yeah, and значит, первое, или что я делаю, я вот пытаюсь, значит, намешать светло-светло-розовый. Да? То есть я даже
только еще цвета выкладываю.
Выкладывать, да, не спеши. Это я так немножко вперед иду, чтобы вы могли уже видеть на картинке, да, как бы один шаг вперед.
У меня сейчас только что стала вода более такой темно-розовой, какая у меня есть краска.
Ну, конечно, да.
Потому что я выложила на палетке там, где такая дырочка, но не кружок, а такой выложила белый, самый большой, потом чуть-чуть поменьше красный, а самый маленький это фиолетовый.
Ты все сделала очень правильно. Да, теперь кисточкой берешь, вот лезешь в свою белую кучку, да, берешь довольно много и кладешь как бы рядышком. И потом просто вот кончиком кисточки дотрагиваешься до своего красного и вот в этой отдельной кучке смешиваешь. И смотришь, какой цвет получается. Если он получается темнее, чем который ты хочешь, тогда ты берешь еще больше белого. Да, и так как бы вот смешиваешь цвет, пока не получится, какой тебе нравится.
Мне сразу бежевый получился.
Отлично, бежевый – это очень как раз тот цвет,
Но
который...
у меня был сразу бежевый.
Тогда вообще еще лучше, можешь прямиком пользоваться. So once we got
мне больше понравился тот цвет, который я сделала, потому что он больше как розовый.
Ну вот, отлично. So once we got our light pink, yeah, we can go over in this middle. Okay, it's probably, I'll make it a bit darker on my side because otherwise it's not really showing on camera. Yeah, but so then you choose your light pink and kind of I'm also going a bit over these drops. Yes, because the idea is that this light pink, it's kind of also the color of light part of drops. Yeah, and then later inside we, with a little brush, we add a bit. So all this middle part, then I'm like shading where the border is. Yeah, so. And yeah, so if you need a bit more, it can be a bit more watery. Yeah, so water also helps make it more transparent. Или с помощью воды тоже можно делать цвет более прозрачный. Да? То есть если, допустим, вдруг на бумаге положила, и тебе кажется, может быть, он немножко темный на бумаге, ты можешь просто смочить кисточку и пройти сверху мокрой кисточкой, и тогда как бы...
Я просто беру воду и просто капаю.
А тоже хорошо.
Чтобы она была жидкая.
So we are setting our this middle part with the light pink. Yeah, and we will go then in stages. Then after the light pink, we're gonna try to mix like the second darkest. Yeah, so it still will be light. So like this dark red, it will be really in the end. Yeah, just like touch-ups. So we go by the gradient. Yes, you can also, for example, once you still have this first light pink, don't forget, for example, this border of the petals, these outside borders. Then you can also mark there this, because this part is also reflecting, and there is really... Еще вот или, значит, по центру мы делаем розовый, и если ты нарисовала вот эти лепесточки, то у самого внешнего края лепесточков тоже вот там идет вот этот такой светлый цвет. Да? Вот он тут, лепесточек, он тоже здесь у него темнее, а вот сам краешек вот этот светлый. То есть вот этим своим самым светлым цветом там тоже можно вот прокрасить, да? Как бы не забыть, пока мы не сменили цвет. Да? И следующий цвет, который ты берешь, вот он как бы чуть-чуть темнее, чем которым ты сейчас пользуешься. То есть вот этот темно-красный, он будет в самом конце. Да? Мы будем, вот взяли самый светлый, сейчас мы возьмем чуть-чуть потемнее, потом еще чуть потемнее. И вот так как бы мы будем создавать вот эту форму. So to get a little bit darker pink, yeah, then of course we get a little bit more red in it. But if you have also this magenta, yeah, this one can work, but also like with the white, yeah, and it will be still more pink and with different tones. So depending what you have there, guys, yeah. So a little bit darker pink, and we're gonna get inside the shadow of the, so between this petal, yeah, that is lift up in the shadows, basically, yeah. Because if you actually look, like zoom in the photo, you will see it's really, there are a lot of light moments there, yeah, in the shadow. So the dark part is kind of really inside, but there are a lot of really nice games created with this light and then a bit darker pink. So it's pretty tricky to recreate, yeah, precisely, as it's so it's like this part took me a bit maybe more time to paint, yeah, than let's say the right border of like this blended part. И вот, значит, или следующий цвет, который чуть потемнее, да, вот им мы можем закрасить вот здесь, где внутри тени, да, то есть вот эту линию теневую, то есть потом мы там какую-то часть сделаем темнее, да, но в любом случае в ней тоже очень много светлого цвета, Поэтому вот мы ее тоже закрашиваем таким. Да? А потом, если что, сверху пройдемся потемнее. Yeah, and then we use this, so the second pink, and we can also start blending. Yeah, but of course, what happens with acrylics that they dry so fast. Yeah, so for example, now I already can't really blend with my first pink and the second pink. Yeah, so we can create also like mechanic blending, of course. Yeah, my favorite brush strokes. So so either you do like this, if you like brush strokes, then you kind of try blend it mechanically. It means that you go with this color, and then later you can come back with the lighter, and yeah, or you can still kind of wet your brush enough, and then using water, yeah, make all this surface a bit more blank. Yeah, but so with my second rose tone, I kind of, so I went where the shadow part is. And then this first border, yeah, the blending border of rose. What else we can do? Yeah, so for example, I got my, the drops pretty much last. So we can also using this light, second light pink, just go around with some drops. Yes, because also still we try not to use too much dark red. So still it's working more with these light pinks. Because we know it's really easy to get messy with dark, and then it all looks maybe not so. So and then I take my thin brush, yeah, I get into this, and then I just go like a little bit under my my drops, yeah. I mean, later I can go and there with the bit darker, yeah. Once I feel, for example, it's yeah, they're getting last, but now it really helps me to mark them and to have present, yeah. So I go under the drop for the shadow, and I go a little bit around this the highlight, yeah. So yeah, just like a little bit. Ирис, что я сейчас делаю? Да? То есть вот этим же вторым цветом, вторым розовым, я просто вот снизу немножко обвожу свои капельки. Да? Вот эту тень, она не вокруг всей капельки, она вот только как бы вот снизу и немножко вправо. Да? То есть как бы ближе к тени, к этой большой тени. То есть где вот ты капельки нарисовала, значит, я такой как полукруг делаю. Да, чуть-чуть. И вот там, где я сказала, у капельки будет такой, как самое светлое пятно, вот вокруг немножко него сверху тоже так, да. Как бы попробуй, смотря какая у тебя кисточка, да, если у тебя, конечно, как бы кисточка должна быть такой маленькой, тоненькой, да.
Ну,
Поэтому...
это у меня самая тоненькая.
Отлично, да. Ну вот попробуй, ты можешь даже свою капельку сделать чуть побольше, да, может быть, вот у меня она такая, а если тебе удобнее, ты можешь сделать покрупнее, и тогда будет легче ее нарисовать. I was just telling Therese, so if you want, you can also make some drops bigger. Yeah, let's say you don't have your brush so tiny. Yeah, then I mean, you can play around with the shape and. And of course, for example, if somewhere like due to brush, yeah, the shape under, maybe you can correct it with water. Yeah, so just clean your brush, and with clean wet brush, take something off or blend out some parts. Yeah. For example, if you already decided for the drops that are on this darker part, yeah, you can mark, for example, still, of course, the highlight, yeah, to save it, so I know where it is. But then I kind of marking with this my light pink the bottom part, like let's say these two drops over here, yeah, they're a bit different because it's already the shade side, and then it's much more darker next to the highlight, and itself, like the drop is really darker, yeah. So we also now will distinguish, like on the lightest part, the drops are really almost like little color. I have like just few touches, yeah, and the dark side drops, they are darker, yeah? So, but in general, it's like very little parts there, yeah, the shadow, highlight, and some division of the color in the drop itself. Как у тебя с капельками, Ирис, получается?
Хорошо, но у меня нету тоненькой очень кисточки, так что я взяла карандаш и в краску.
Ну, какая ты умничка, слушай. Yeah, hear it out. So I was asking Iris how she's doing with the drops, and she told me that, yeah, I don't have a little tiny brush, so just what I did, I took a pencil and I dip it into the paint, and here you go. No? That's what a young creativity. And of course, you can go with this pink also like till the end of flower, yeah. Because you all know we're still working with the light color. We can always cover it with, yeah. And we also have actually this reflection, yeah. Remember these rules, yeah, that we have the light part, then we have the transit, yeah, this blended part, then we have the shadow part. And after the shadow always comes this reflection that is kind of lighter than the shadow part. But of course, it's darker than the light part. Yeah? So we can mark it also now with our second light pink. Yeah, and later we can correct. И вот этим своим нашим вот этим цветом мы можем, в принципе, вот сейчас весь цветочек, да, то есть так его вот и прокрасить. То есть у нас сейчас два цвета, вот здесь светлый, и вот здесь как бы закончить, где вот краешек цветочка тоже светлым, потому что самый краешек, он тоже идет светлее немножко, да, вот эта темная часть, она как бы здесь более внутри цветочка, то есть краешек будет тоже светлее. И вот мы сейчас этот цвет тут и тоже оставим. Главное, что вот запомнили, светлый цвет, да, его легко перекрыть. Так что можно не бояться, и можно как бы им прокрашивать даже больше, чем вот кажется на рисунке, да, потому что сверху ты положишь темный, и он его перекроет. Да? Поэтому можно так и... So we can also do on the petal a little bit. Yeah. So the next step will be blending this kind of border big shadow. And what I like to do is I kind of have two brushes at the same time. And the bigger one, for example, can be clean. Yeah, it depends. It can be like maybe mid-wet. Yeah. So what I do, I put the color, and then with the clean brush, I kind of blend it out, like wipe out the borders. Yeah, so it helps me to, yeah, create not the strict shapy border, but kind of out. Yeah, so let's try it now. You can go even like in your pure red at this point, because it's also nice if you take it pure. Then if something happens, you can just go into your pure white and kind of mix it in on the painting itself, yeah. And as it's like clean colors, then it will look good, yeah. Because if you have something maybe complicated mixed, and yeah, then it's hard also to reproduce. Значит, следующий этап, ирис, который мы будем брать, мы берем вот, значит, потемнее цвет, да, мы будем брать, вот я беру вот чисто красный, вот у меня есть один такой чисто красный, и мы будем создавать, значит, вот эту границу. Да. Что, допустим, очень удобно, если у тебя есть две кисточки, да, то ты, допустим, одной залезаешь в краску, да, и начинаешь как бы вот этот бок, да, как бы прокрашивать. И так как кисточка, она оставляет такие как бы вот эти, да, следы, я беру как бы свою чистую кисточку, да, она может быть немножко мокрой, и я как бы вот так как бы расправляю. Yeah? What's important in this help brush, it's to keep it clean. Yeah, it's kind of, I do some few touch-ups, and then of course it starts leaving like marks itself. Yeah. So then I clean it again and and we don't forget to leave this reflection, yeah, the border a little bit lighter. Now it can be even too light, yeah, later we will add some darker tone, yeah, so it's not jumping out, but still we forget, yeah. И не забываем или составить вот этот бок, да, немножко светлым, да, вот совсем один краешек, то есть мы доводим не до конца, да, а вот немножко сбоку оставляем вот. And the bottom of flower, of course, can be darker, yeah, just in general, because how the light is falling, and yeah, it's also when it's connecting with the green part, then of course it's always darker there. So.
Мне сегодня более так тяжело, потому что я начала рисовать более с красками, без карандаша.
Я поняла, да. Ну, ты молодец. Ты, главное, это как получается, и это же все процесс. У нас у всех получается по-разному, и сегодня так, а завтра уже по-другому, поэтому... Да, это главная тренировка, главная практика. И потом с каждым разом будет вообще получаться. Будешь знать, как краски работают, как они реагируют на воду, как они смешиваются. Yeah, so these my two drops don't look like two white eyes. Yeah, I go also maybe with dark red into some parts. And so to get a little bit darker red, yeah, because of course now the red is still, yeah, like when you want this red, like where the main shadow is, then of course you mix it with black. But please, please, please be very gentle, yeah, not too much black, because then we know it just gets dirty, yeah, so we mix on the palette, we take red, we add a little tiny black. Yeah, but the color on your palette still has to look red, yeah, in itself. Yeah, if it feels like already dirty black, then just yeah. And with this darker red we're doing now, we can work a little bit on these petals on top. Yeah, it can be maybe a bit tricky, complicated, but if you manage, it can create a bit more feeling. Yeah, so more detailed the flower. And there is also one drop there, if you have it there. And what you can do with this this top of the flower, you can just like, I take this my tiny brush and I just like draw the lines. Yeah. So where I decided there is like this division, yeah, one petal, another connecting. Then at this moment, I just draw tiny lines, and then later you can decide and make then make the tone, yeah, a bit like darker one petal and something like this, yeah. But already just the lines, then they have the feeling, yeah, it's something connecting there. And also very interesting to create, yes. So this petal, yeah. So it feels like it's a little bit like over, yeah. So there is space. So it's really pretty important, yeah, to have this very light pink, yeah, as the border, and it gives the feeling of this thickness. Yeah. So of course you kind of put just yeah, a layer of one pink, but then when you go in with this dark red, then you try to create this line. Yeah. And I also have here a bit like white left. Yeah, it also helps. So in this part, it's always like connecting this line of very light, yeah, and then goes the shadow. But I mean, it's also a bit different than the rest of this petal. So it's kind of playing with this, with different colors there. Yeah. So we can also, for example, I can also go in with my red also there inside the shadow. Yeah, it's also kind of making shadow darker and darker. Yes, maybe even in the end it won't be this red, yeah, but still it helps, you know, for the process. You kind of and always clean the brush if you feel, you know, you're making a mess. The best thing is to stop and clean it with the brush. Yeah? So also, sometimes it's also just, you know, if you're in the moment and you feel, okay, too much, this color shouldn't be there, then the napkin also just get in and it takes the color and it saves the. So where these petals, yeah, it's kind of also drawing a bit the border, yeah, and also not making it very straight, yeah, make it a little bit as the flower itself it is. It's very, has lots of little turns and movements. Yeah, and also the shadow there under this lower petal. That, yeah, I put it also now just red. Yeah, but it helps me already to kind of have this feeling. And then later I will just blend in some red with black. And so then, yeah, for this petal to create, for this petal on top, I kind of also make a bit darker, yeah, this part. So what I have light on the border. Then I have a little bit darker, yes, inside the top part of petal. Then I have kind of very light white line. It's, I think, even just paper I have left. And then I have light pink as the thickness of petal, and then I have the shadow. So it's pretty subtle. It's kind of, but nothing to do. But still, to stay on the safe side, always work with kind of lighter colors. And yeah, so I put a bit darker pink here. Yeah, and later I see if I need darker, then I just add a bit more. But believe me, once we add this darker red of shadow, yeah, it also will help to create the more feeling. Yeah. And again, of course, yeah, the blending here in between, it's the process of, so let's say I was, not talking too much, and I have like a pretty, not very pretty line, yes, here. So what I do, I go back for light. Yeah, so I go like, take the color of this side, of light side, and go into this, my shadow. Yeah, so I just make my shadow lighter. Yeah, and I can use again, so the same technique with either dry brush, but from the other side. Yeah. And this is how, like, basically it is. You kind of put the color one side from another side until it kind of reaches some. And again, I have marks of the brush. And then I can go and maybe like clean a brush and just spread it out a bit. And it's kind of nice to go with light color again. Yeah, it can, sometimes it can be even pure white that you put back, and it helps to blend the border. Или если какие-то места, допустим, получаются темные, ты всегда можешь взять белый, да, или вот светло-розовый и как бы вернуться как бы поверху, да, то есть ты тоже можешь как бы заново осветлить какие-то части рисунка, да, если, потому что это так у всех, что затемнить очень легко, да, кладешь цвет, и тут хоп, все получается таким темным, да. Поэтому можешь всегда как бы берешь, когда высохло особенно, когда высохло, тогда легко, тогда ты можешь сверху пройти с цветом, да, и высыхает обычно быстро. And then we also don't forget, the bottom of the flower, a little bit darker. And so I have my drops a little bit like, so this is an example when I say something is jumping out. Yeah, I look at my flower and this water drop, because it's just not painted yet, but jumps out. Yeah, so you always look at your painting. If something jumps out, there should be correction. Yeah, so I just go there with some pink. Yeah, because still it's all the shadow part, so I kind of do the pink part. Yeah, and then you also take a bit time and patience to work on the drops. Yeah, because of course if it's too little, of course it's not easy to create lots of gradient. Yeah, but still you try a little bit also gradient inside the water drop. Yeah, so. Или скажи, что тебе? Ты на каком сейчас этапе?
Я сейчас на капле.
Капли ты делаешь?
Да.
Да,
Я не поняла, да. Скажи мне еще раз.
я делаю сейчас капли.
Хорошо, да. С капелькой так, как бы, я, видишь, постоянно как бы дорабатываю. То есть я возвращаюсь, делаю снова эту тень под низом, немножко вот вокруг вот этого как бы кружочка в кружочке, да.
Да, не растяжела это.
И не переживай, если когда она не получилась, то краска высохнет, и ты можешь сверху пройти заново. Или даже ее закрасить, например. Если какая-то капля получилась неудачно, можно ее просто закрасить и сказать, нет там никакой капли. Да? То есть вот. So we can take this moment to work a bit on drops. Yeah, so let's say I get inside the drop with some some darker color somewhere. So the drop itself, around the highlight. And then I can repeat the shadow under the drop again with some darker maybe. And if some part of highlight is missing, then I just take pure and I go back and I put just the highlight and it kind of, or even if you got maybe pink, just clean it up, this drops, and at once it becomes like shiny. And then of course we still try to keep the different, so even the shadow under the drops, somewhere, I mean, generally it has this direction, of course, on the bottom and the right, but still we can play a bit around and, I mean, meaning so they all don't look kind of the same.
Совсем маленькую крохотную кисточку.
So the drops on the light side are very light, so you can also lighten it if you need it. So they're almost like transparent, invisible. And those ones on the shadow part, they are. And still, for example, here I have them on the shadow part. I still this light spot is jumping out. So even if it's a highlight of the water drop, still I will put there a bit more pink. Just to hide it a bit in. Otherwise, it's just too much tension in the shadow. How are you guys doing? Are you let me know your comments about the drops and
it's just a lot of keep touching them up, isn't it? I think I might need to go back to them after we've done the stem and the background. It's just that even if you're going over it just because they're not wet, they're still wet, aren't they?
Well, it's the typical have it to wait till it's till it's dry. So we can then take the step of this darker red, the one that is almost like black, and afterwards we can go to the stem. Then each one can decide for the background, because sometimes it can also look nice just on the white. Ирис, вот сейчас тебе будет такой тоже эксперимент с красками. Тебе нужно взять черный цвет и красный цвет. У тебя есть черный, Ирис?
Да.
Вот, значит, черного совсем чуть-чуть, вот буквально такую маленькую капельку, вот где-нибудь тут, прям вот даже то, что я сейчас там положила, совсем. И ты берешь свой красный цвет, и вот тебе нужно его смешать. Это тоже такое, как практика смешивания красок, да? Потому что очень важно, когда ты смешиваешь, сколько ты берешь одного цвета и сколько другого. Да? И если взять много черного, то все будет просто черным. Да? А нам нужно, вот, чтобы красный смотрелся таким глубоким. Да? И поэтому вот я беру вот этот черный, и со временем ты уже начинаешь чувствовать, да, вот сколько взять на кисточку цвета, чтобы у тебя получился нужный цвет. Да? Ну, это всегда очень эксперименты. Да? So here, guys, hope you can see. Yeah, so I put like a really tiny drop of black in my, and there was like pretty much of red. Yeah, and I already get a darker, but it's nice. It becomes like this nice dark red. Yeah? Так что Ирис, твоя цель создать такой вот глубокий красный цвет. Да? В нем будет совсем капелька черного. Всегда легче добавить больше, если не хватает. Да? Убрать, конечно, сложнее. Yeah? So it's always easier to put more black if you need, yeah, then take it away. So then it's really, really just a drop. Yeah, and once you have this nice red color that you're happy, yeah, then but first we can go into this under the petal. Yeah, it's probably maybe easier. Yeah, because then where this thickness, yeah, we just go under the line of this petal thickness. And then we just a little like blend it out where the shadow goes towards the...
У меня вышел темно-коричневый.
Темно-коричневый тоже сгодится. Да? Даже лучше он не должен быть... если что, ты можешь добавить чуть больше красного снова. Да? Если вдруг цвет немножко темный, значит, можно помыть кисточку, да, и чистой кисточкой как бы добавить снова больше красного, да, и можно даже не в саму центр кучки, а как бы сбоку, да, и тогда вот начинаешь играться вот с этими, какие-то нацвета получаются. Yeah. So just telling to Iris, it is of course a practice to mix the colors. Yeah, with time you already feel how much you need, that you need just a little drop of one color and so much of another to get what you need. Yeah, but yeah, in this moment, for example, I feel, yeah, I put the color, but maybe it's actually not so dark. Yeah, so really carefully I can make, yeah, a little bit more dark. Yeah, in this moment, I'm just kind of putting black inside, but it's very, yeah, dangerous because even me, I got already too blacky. Yeah, and the thing is, when you try then to clean, you kind of take off the paint. So of course, we want the shadow space to be, you know, not really watery, because if I take away, I put water and it all becomes kind of washed out. Yeah. So and then I try again with the border of, yeah. So for example, what happened? I mixed my paint on the palette. It looks very nice, but I'm putting it on the flower, and kind of makes no difference. Yeah. Then I do another mix. Then it's probably need to be darker, the mix. Yeah. Yes, because of course, what it means, yeah, means that of course, painting is like combining the colors, how one color goes with another. Yeah, so yeah, on my palette it looked nice, but on painting not so much. So yeah, and again I can use the clean brush to help me a bit spread out the border. Yeah, I make my brush a bit wet. Ирис, не переживай, если сложно. Сегодня сложное занятие такое, да, это они попросили рисовать цветочек с капельками. И главное, вот сегодня для тебя может быть занятие потренироваться смешивать цвета. да, вот чтобы у тебя получился чисто розовый, чтобы у тебя получился более темный, более, и вот как такое задание, да. И как только у тебя какая-то часть высохла, да, ты можешь по ней пройти сверху другим цветом, да, перекрыть. И тогда у тебя тоже получится, да, то есть, да. И сейчас мы еще нарисуем стебелек, и будет уже тогда лучше, да. Сейчас мы, конечно, так много времени тратим на этот сам цветок, потому что, ну... Или, если что, можешь попросить, пусть твоя мама сфотографирует, мне пришлет твою работу, и я могу тогда я увижу, и тебе что-то... Oh, sorry, guys, I wasn't hearing. Darren and Mel, send me the pictures. Yeah, let me finish here a bit. Let's take a look. All right, so what we have, Mel and Darren. Ooh, interesting. Darren started putting white paint on top. Nice. Okay, let's go for the other, Mel. Yeah. So very nice, actually. Yeah. So I really like your drops. They could be a bit bigger. Yeah. So because still yeah, a little bit like the flower looks bigger than drops, but still. Yeah. But nice also the petals. They kind of look yeah, lifted up. A little bit in this corner, I have like, it feels like this petal is under, yeah. So like on mine one, it looks like it's cut it, so it's like one petal, but it just got yeah. So you can just like this corner, Mel, you can do a bit, just put a bit darker color, yeah, just like this triangle create, and then you will have this feeling a bit of yeah. Not that the petal like goes under this the bottom part, yeah. And so and a little bit, of course, this blending of the border, yeah. So now it looks a little bit just like one line, yeah. So try to maybe work a little bit, yeah. So again, we got so you have this light part, and then you kind of have the stripe of second pink, and then you like just as we did, yeah. But for example, if you also look closely, yeah, zoom on the Darren picture, you will see also the structure of flower, and it goes a little bit these diagonal stripes. So what you can do now to blend them in between, then you can take like medium pink and like with a dry brush create like some stripes, yeah. It will like break these lines, yeah. So it's very, I really like the tones, yeah. Also like not to lose, yeah, the lightness, very nice, but just break a bit so you don't really see the border of lines, yeah. So try to, and then Darren, no, very, it feels like Darren, you have, let's say like even if it's made from clay or something, you know, it's very, very nice. What I would do, I would work a little bit on the bottom, yeah, just then take, it can be both, yeah, one brush, a little bit of this darker red and like stripes up, yeah, and if it gets too much, then I take the lighter and yeah, lower down. So a little bit like blending this, the bottom, yeah. And yeah, the drops also could be a bit bigger, yeah, that could be maybe even then easier to create this style, but still yeah, with the drops it's a little bit tricky, yeah, with this transparency to create. Also, for example, like if some drops get messy, you can just like delete them, yeah, if you're not happy with some drop, yeah, it can go, yeah. So yeah, but maybe I haven't, we should have like maybe took a look at the pencil sketch, and they should have been a bit bigger, but so, but nice, like I like the petals, how this yeah, look like. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. So in general, this blending, of course, can go for hours. Yeah, I can. And this is actually the process. Yeah, when you look some paintings and they look really realistic, it's because there are a lot of hours of blending in. Yeah, I remember once I wanted to do the moon for the lesson, and I was preparing it, and I was trying to get this, of course, you know, light around the moon, and it took me like, I don't know, so much time, yeah, to create, because it's like you put darker color, then again lighter on top, and blend and blend and blend. So it's all possible, just needs time. And it was like, oh, it won't be possible during 2 hours of lesson. Yeah? So yeah, no worries if your blending doesn't look perfect. It's just because it's, let's say, half an hour on blending. Yeah, but if you, yeah, and also what the finger also works. Don't forget about your fingers. Yeah. So instead of using the second brush, sometimes you can do some finger touch-ups, and it also helps to. Только что Ирис объясняла, что если что, не забывай, есть пальцы. Я пальцами тоже часто пользуюсь. Вот особенно, когда такой...
Серединку светлую рисовала пальцами.
Ну, какая умничка. Видишь, ты все знаешь, я даже не успеваю говорить. Ты уже знаешь. All right. So we have 8. Yeah. So what we can do, we can... yeah, I'll give you time to do some corrections still if you need on flower. Then we can move to the green part. It's pretty much also easy, yeah, but then we just remember also create a little bit light, shadow, and then it kind of looks real, yeah. So it's basically just one green and black again, yeah, and the light part is actually like kind of washed a bit, yeah. So we also remember that, let's say we don't have too much greens, yeah, then we can use one green and use wet brush to wash out some part, and it creates this highlight. Yeah. Ирис, я уже буду сейчас брать зеленый цвет для стебелька. Да. Мне тоже понадобится вот просто зеленый, любой зеленый, какой у тебя есть, какой тебе больше нравится.
А темный или светлый?
Возьми, наверное, лучше, я думаю, даже темный, может, тебе, да, будет. Ну, да. Смотри, светлый, да, мы тогда будем смешивать с черным, да. Вот то же самое задание, как мы смешивали красный, да, совсем чуть-чуть черного, и тогда зеленый становится таким глубоким, да. Что ты можешь сделать? Сначала прокрась весь стебелек светло-зеленым, да, а потом уже мы добавим темные части. Да? Давай лучше сделаем так будет надежнее. So to stay on the safe side, what we can do, we can, of course, we can just put the light green. Yeah, so we just paint the stem, all the stem just light green. Yeah, without thinking what's where. Yeah, we just. But then also, of course, you remember the general rules, yeah. So, so if now we have shadow here on the right side, then of course we will have this left side of stem in light, yeah, and the shadow will be on the right side, and there will be always shadow under the flower, and it goes in this curvy way down. Why? because the shape of the stem is rounded. Yeah, so the contour, the shape of the shade itself is defined by the object. Yeah? So if it would be square there, then the line of shadow would be straight. Yeah? Could be, let's say, horizontal and diagonal in some parts. Yeah? So, and then again, I take my green and I add a drop of black. I mix it in, take another drop of black if I need to make it, but it's always so easy to ruin, yeah? It's and then you clean the brush, take more clean green, and so it's because of course we don't want the painting dirty, yeah? We don't want to put just plain black. And then of course, so we put darker green, and later the same as with the rose. If you say it's not dark enough, then we darken. Ирис, вот тень тень на стебельке, да, вот под цветочком она такая более, да, то есть цветочек дает тень на стебелек, и вот поэтому она, значит, такая там побольше, и она идет такой, как диагональю вниз, да, такой кривой. Да, и вдоль всего стебелька сбоку тоже вот тень. And then, of course, we can do different blending stuff in stem itself. It also depends how big it is, on your drawing, how easy it is. If it's small enough, it could be really just a few touch-ups that you do and it's done, Also, not to get over messy, For example, I felt that in Darren's picture with some water drops, of course you try to fix it, but then it already feels tired, It feels like too much worked, So sometimes it's better to have maybe not so precise, but like less touch-ups with brush. So I add here, for example, a little bit of black, in some part that I felt that my dark green wasn't dark enough for shadow. And what you can also do, add a little bit of this green into the flower, So a little bit of this dark green, because of course the flowers there also, and it helps kind of to connect. Otherwise, it looks too plastic, that this green stem is kind of separated or just a touch separated. So I use this dark green for the bottom, it's both kind of shadow, but very little bit, So here I go again, my finger can a bit blending, So not to. And again, for example, if the light part of the stem that I have created looks too bright for me, so it's, for example, it's jumping out, this light I have created, then nothing to do. I just take dark green, then of course maybe with more water, so it's not the same as the shadows, but still I cover it, So I always say keep the light spots, and it's true because of course it's it's important to have some parts, but some light spots, they don't have to be really light, so they don't have to jump out. The viewer is looking there, so.
Я уже все нарисовала.
Ну, какая умничка. Попроси свою маму, пусть она мне пришлет фото, я посмотрю, и тогда мы вместе обсудим, как у нас получилась работа.
Только еще вокруг траву не нарисовала.
Ну вот, вокруг, смотри, это уже тоже. Тут каждый может решить, кто хочет фон, кто не хочет, да? Потому что, смотри, можно оставить и на белом фоне, да? Так тоже может быть красиво. То есть вот сейчас у меня, да, два варианта. Просто на белом и с фоном. Тут уже как каждому больше нравится, да? Ну, конечно, давай рисовать фон, потому что это тоже практика, тоже эксперимент, да? И что важно, видишь, фон, допустим, тут темнее, да, вокруг цветочка. Здесь сверху светлее. То есть фон тоже не везде одинаковый. Да? Он вот где сверху, как воздух, там пусть будет светлее. А вот где тень цветочка, да, там может быть и темнее, как вот тень как будто на стене. Такая, да? So for the background, if you decide to go for the background, then again the same rule. Not the same tone everywhere, yeah, otherwise it's like just maybe poster, but then of course we decide, yeah, maybe on top lighter, a bit more airy, and where the shadow on the flower is, then we have also darker like shadow on the wall, yeah? And this time, for example, some parts I did really watery, yeah, and then I was just wiping with the napkin, and it was kind of cool, creating this a bit kind of marmor surface, yeah. And some parts that you want dark, here I just go with 2 layers, yeah. It's just like painting the wall. You will never get it perfect from the first time, yeah, because there are the brush strokes. So you just put like enough of paint and just wait, and once it's dry, you go over and it covers all the white parts that are looking through. Yeah. Или спроси у мамы, вот такие салфетки есть? Обычные такие салфетки на кухне. Может, она тебе может одну салфетку принести.
Я сижу за кухонным столом.
Тогда ты знаешь, там, где у вас есть салфетки. Вот возьми одну такую кухонную салфетку. Мы сейчас поэкспериментируем. I was telling to the girl to take the napkin from the kitchen, then we can experiment this wiping out, yeah, the background, yeah. And in this case, I was mixing turquoise and green, yeah. So it's also nice, yeah. Some parts put more turquoise, yeah, and so you can decide. Или смотри, я смешивала 2 цвета, голубой и зеленый, да? Ты тоже можешь, это очень хорошее сочетание, оно всегда такое удачное, да?
Но
Вот
у
можешь...
меня нету голубого.
Нет у тебя голубого. Ну, тогда давай просто зеленым работать, и тогда тоже возьму только зеленый, чтобы у нас с тобой было тогда
А
одинаково.
светлый или темный?
Давай лучше светлый, да? Я думаю, сделаем сначала все более светлым, а потом вот здесь, где вот эта тень за цветочком, пройдемся темным. Да? Но сначала мы берем просто светлый. So the girl, she doesn't have blue, so I will also leave blue apart. Yeah, so I'm taking just one pure light green. Yeah, and I'll go with the really watery brush. Значит, или что мы делаем? Мы берем вот выдавливай свой светло-зеленый как бы отдельной кучкой. И что понадобится? Понадобится, ну вот посмотри, какая у тебя более широкая кисточка есть, да, такая. Так легче просто сразу покрывать больше пространства. Yeah, of course, you take a bigger brush if you have, yeah, then it's easier.
У меня есть такая кисточка.
Отлично. И вот что мы делаем. Я беру мою кисточку, как бы я ее мокрую, вот я ее с водой, и вот я как бы вот на самой палитре уже делаю эту жидкость такой водяной, да, то есть вот она у меня такая вся водяная, да, всегда можно добавить, допустим, даже желтый, и тогда будет она такая более еще светлая, такая как светлая трава, да, но можно как, если у тебя свой светло-зеленый нравится, и такой, и вот просто я им, можем начать, допустим, снизу, да, чтобы вот это самое светлое место как бы проверить, да, если цвет подходит, тогда я могу пойти где светлое место, да? А если... Потому что мы всегда никогда не знаем, как он будет на бумаге, мы всегда как бы проверяем, да? И вот я вот этой влажной кисточкой как бы вот тут просто вот прохожу, да? И что я делаю? Я макаю кисточку больше в воду, и вот я прохожу вот этой краской, да, вокруг. Yeah, so what I do, just really watery the paint. Yeah, I can even like put my brush more into the water and yeah. And then what you can do, okay, now have a really light tone, yeah, here. И что ты можешь делать, Ирис? Ты можешь как бы салфеткой, да, вот немножко так как бы либо промакивать, да, либо вытирать. И посмотри, как получается, какие... Yeah, so today now it's like the background watery with the napkin from kitchen. Yeah, and this moment I don't have to be worried about all these stripes and borders, because then I just go like, yeah, but very lightly. I push very lightly on, yeah, so not to take all the paint off. Yeah? But it helps me to create the nice background. Yeah? И салфеткой, Ирис, как бы очень легонько, да, я как бы просто вот вертикально так дотрагиваюсь, потому что иначе она туда заберет очень много краски с рисунка, да. А вот как бы чуть дотрагивать, у меня получается, я как бы вот эти все края от кисточки, они сразу уходят.
Я уже там, пока вы разговаривали, я уже там все так раскрасила, теперь я просто салфеткой провожу.
Ну, какая ты. The girl says, while I was there talking, she did already everything. I love it. I love the... yeah, she does lots of stuff by herself. I mean, sometimes the kids, they would sit and wait for directions. But every time I tell her, let's do this, she says, oh, I already did it.
Amazing.
Ты можешь аккуратно рисовать, а не мазать поверх?
Yeah.
I've used
Yeah.
a palette knife.
So I will go. I was still tempted by my blue, so I will go by my blue. Since the girl said she's done with her background, then I will play with one. Yeah. So yeah, because of course we don't want the background to be too intense and too offensive. So napkin is kind of really nice. Yeah. We make it's more like watercolor. Yeah. So we're just spreading out. And then we take off. Yeah. Now I can see it's even maybe too light the background, but later, yeah, you can always add more. Okay, so. Yeah, excited to see Jules painting. Okay,
I've used a palette knife.
Guys, can you hear it? She was using palette knife all this time. Now, while I was...
We expected nothing less.
Oh, silly knife.
Okay.
Teacher Evie, yeah, she was...
well, not all of it. I mean,
yeah.
I did start off with good intentions.
So, Mel, what would suggest that, remember, I was telling to do a little bit connection between the steam and the flower, yeah?
Okay.
So if you still have on your palette somewhere this green, yeah? So you see, I did it like, so I just put this green a little bit on top of red, yeah, on the bottom, and it creates kind of darker shadow and gives the connection, yeah? Because it's always there. When you take a flower, it's the shadow of itself, of course, always there, but also flower gets sometimes green, yeah, on its. So just like with small brush, very little, and then you can clean with fingers or something, yeah, if it's too much. And I'm still missing a little bit, maybe light on the steam, yeah. So I imagine it's already dry. Then you can just mix green even with yellow, Yeah, so to get this kind of green grass, this nice fresh green color, and just kind of, it can be even like one stripe with more paint, and then kind of blend out a bit watery. Yeah, because I mean, still our rose, it has kind of big, yeah, this light part, and then somehow the stream has no light part at all. Yeah, and the background, I like it that it's kind of, you know, free, not yeah, and yeah, nice. So I'll finish my background as well. So, yeah, but waterdrops looks nice, it melts. Ah, I think what you did, you made them bigger. Now I've just noticed.
Yeah.
That's true. Nice job.
Thank you.
Well, you kind of like, you delete it and put it. I mean, yeah, so it's very good. Yeah, it's not a new drawing. It's, yeah, now I've noticed. Yeah, it's good one. Very, also very brave. Yeah, to correct the painting sometimes takes, yeah, to, maybe you already like, I already painted on once, so it's unless you really have to push yourself to correct, but here you go. Yeah. Was let's say maybe a bit more darker behind. Ooh, and we have something very artistic background from Darren. Yay, love it. Nice, nice, nice. What I would, about talking about the background, maybe this line on the right, yeah, maybe it's a little bit too, I mean, I kind of, yeah, so on the right side of flower, it's like a bit logical, yeah. Of course, I have it also here on my side, yeah, but maybe just either make it bigger, yes, this darker side, yeah, so just it's not, doesn't look like maybe like one line, otherwise it looks like it's a bit, you know, when you go around the borders, yeah, but very artistic, yeah. And so, for example, here below the flower, yeah, we can see, of course, these brush strokes, yeah, some like more paint, some washed out.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't fight it while it's all still wet, because then it makes no sense. But once it dry, and imagine while you took the picture and send it should be dry, then you just go over and it covers, yeah. So it's really, if you have ever painted the wall, you just know, because if it's wet and you try, you know, to make it perfect with the brush, you'll never reach it, yeah, because the paint keeps on moving, yeah. But for example, this upper part, I really like it, yes, this the left upper corner, yeah, and this all upper part, it's very like shuk, 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 yeah, very, yeah. So can do a bit more correction on the on the bottom. Yeah, nice smell. Yeah, I like better the connection, yeah, and the light. Yeah. Yeah, maybe just because here, you know, you have like really light pink here as well, yeah. So that's what creates a bit this controversion, yeah, because still, like, imagine when you hold the object, it will be always dark on bottom, yeah. So like even this watery green, yeah, just a little bit like wash out there, and it will create just the darker feeling, yeah. So Yeah, this is what, yeah, now I've noticed that because there is this light pink, yeah, but oh. So, my background a little bit. Ирис, если закончила, пусть твоя мама присылает твой рисунок. Да,
Я
на
еще не
телефон.
закончила с салфеткой.
Еще не закончила, тогда да, тогда у нас еще время есть. Это я просто спрашиваю, вдруг тебе уже скучно.
Я могу тебе показать просто так, и мне просто надо гладко сделать салфеткой и все.
Да, ну так через камеру мне так сложно будет увидеть. Я так, конечно, через сделать фотографию, прислать, так легче, иначе так сложно рассмотреть.
Правда, ты мне не сказала про синее небо.
Ну, я когда вначале спросила, если у тебя голубой, да, и ты сказала нет, я говорю, ну тогда пусть только зеленый. А потом ты мне сказала, что ты свой фон закончила, и я не удержалась и сделала у себя голубой. Да. Ты уж меня прости. Так бывает. Да. Но такой голубой, он, конечно,
Я сделала
очень
более
такой
такой голубо-бирюзовый и синего.
О, ну вообще бирюзовый, вообще это самый, мне кажется, такой удачный цвет. Он сразу так, столько в нем таких хороших эмоций. Yeah, so another, this turquoise is probably like another best color, you know, to have as extra. It's always looks good, yeah, gives this freshness and yeah, for the paintings. Yeah, of course, well, yeah, I'm already lazy to finish, but of course I could go a bit darker on the background of flower. Yeah, so kind of to make this. Yeah, I'll take a bit more look on your guys' pictures.
Женя, смотри,
Да,
какой
так, ух ты, смотрю, выглядит очень здорово. Аккуратно, аккуратно, пусть посохнет, пусть посохнет. Да, очень красиво. Я вижу, голубой ты сделала сверху. Ну, слушай, фантастика. Ух, Jules, I see you pulling air out, like, whew, huh? There was some intense moment.
Yeah, well. I'll send a picture, see what you think. It was fun.
Yay, the picture is coming.
Yeah, it's not very gentle.
Oh, I'm so curious all the time. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Wow, wow, wow. It's these drops in 2 drops inside. Yeah, it looks a little bit. The tulip is blooding, like the blood is going. Yeah.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm thinking to myself, because I've used quite thin paper. I'm thinking maybe I've used something thicker like cardboard, but then just using just a small palette knife and doing it again to doing the rows.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to buckle and I can't put in anything else into it. The background's all right. It's just the
background is love it totally. Yeah.
But
this combination of the turquoise and green, it always looks. It's never fails. Yeah. It's kind of. I mean, these colors, they combine very nicely in each other and with white as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
but still very, very, very nice.
Yeah, it looks more like an ice cream. I think I'm hungry.
What do you think, Darren, of Jules?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I think yeah, I'm gonna do it again. But I'm gonna do it so on cardboard.
Yeah, and you have some drops, Jules, as well.
Yeah, just a few. Just a couple. Well, no, I've got 3 on there. One at the top, but that's it started to go into the background. But yeah.
Whew.
I know. You can see what I was blowing a lot of air out. I was like, oh, God, it's exhausting.
Well, you've just showed us the bunch of brushes you bought, and I imagine you haven't used one.
I have. I've used them on the rose. I haven't used them on the background.
It was only palette knives.
No, I did use.
Yeah, let's take the tape. Take the tape off.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Идис, не знаю, у тебя был скотч, не был скотч? Снимание скотча очень всегда такой интересный процесс, когда такая-то рамочка выходит.
У меня не было сегодня скотча.
Не было, да? Ну, можно и без скотча, просто так, особенно когда делаешь с фоном, если была бы только цветочек без фона, тогда все равно. А когда вот такой делаем размытый фон, тогда, конечно, он так просто помогает сохранить эти края. Да.
Yeah, that's better.
Taking off the tape.
I'll take another picture.
Mel, what are your wishes to paint next time?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't make it this week.
Hey, bless you.
Thank you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Darren, of course, he sent me so many. I remember also Tiger. Cool.
Yeah.
But just, yeah, if any special wishes.
I'll have a think.
If you can record it maybe next week, and I'll try and do it afterwards. Because as I say, I know I can't make it next Saturday, but I can perhaps try and do it afterwards.
Okay, yeah, got it. No problem. We'll press the record button. And yeah, Jules, any wishes from you? If any, like, what you tending more? Flowers, animals, nature?
More flowers would be good. If you've got any more flowers, Darren, that would be good.
Okay.
Got flowers.
I'm sure I can find some. Yeah.
Okay, then flowers it is. I will. Have we done? Okay, sunflowers are always very effective.
Sunflowers.
Yeah, like the Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Or yeah, let's.
I haven't got any sunflowers. I know I've got a daisy. I've got
Daisy. Okay, daisies are complicated, guys, because of the white. Yeah, and then you have to be very gentle with this gray to create the shadows. I always struggle with daisies. But as a challenge, we can do, like, let's say sunflowers and include one daisy.
That'd be a good idea.
Not so hard.
Yeah, so then to say that we still, like, we do the challenge, but to save the frustration. So good to see you. Thank you guys for being my permanent students. Love our hours.
Have a good week, everyone.
Take care.
Yeah, have a good weekend. Have a good week.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Ну что, Ирис, как тебе сегодня урок был сложный?
Да.
Ну, сегодня был сложный, да, эти капельки, И цветок нужно так очень аккуратно
Ты
рисовать.
знаешь, как я капельки нарисовала? У кисточки есть такой конец.
Да.